Welcome to my final project for EDIS7010. I'm completing my internship hours for my library media specialist endorsement. I have a uniquely awesome situation. My school is undergoing roof repair, so to complete most of my hours, I have been teaching summer school in a neighboring county. This is also the school that I taught at for many years. Our summer school is very different from most. Students attend summer school from 9 to 3 Tuesday through Thursday. I teach 10 classes a day. Students come to the library every day and are allowed to check out 2 books daily. We have over 200 students, so if you're doing the math, I'm shelving a lot of books every day, which is great practice. As a future librarian, I want to infuse myself not only in teaching library skills and love of literature, but as an extra set of hands in all disciplines. I don't want to get rid of my teacher hat. Instead, I want to be able to collaborate with all grade levels and support classroom instruction. I have worked hard this summer to plan lessons for my summer students that support their area of weakness and activities they want to complete in the library. I start each class by checking in their books while they start finding books. After books are checked in, I assist students by finding books that interest them, appropriate reading levels, and check out books accordingly. We have a read aloud, a mini lesson, followed by engaging activities to enhance our unit of study. While teaching how to use the online card catalog system, I was very surprised students had difficulty with alphabetical order. I teach second grade, and this is a skill that we hit hard at the beginning of the year, as it is our SOL. When they leave me, they are proficient with these skills and can apply them to their everyday world. So for my project, I wanted to create an activity centered around their weekly theme, which is pirates, that would also be great practice for library skills. Here are the details of my project. First, I started with a search of our online card catalog system for appropriate books about pirates. I used Microsoft PowerPoint to make book spine labels with the titles of the books that I found. I also made a blank book spine for students to come up with their own pirate title using their name as the author. Students were allowed to decide what call number they wanted to use, such as E for everyone, FCB, first chapter book, F fiction, or the nonfiction number 910.4. The students worked in small groups to sort printed spines based on location, then alphabetized the books. When they were completed, students created their own book spines when they were done. Students used their spines as bookmark. This activity was created for 4th through 6th grade. Here's a picture of the students working. For 1st through 3rd graders, I made vocabulary cards from a read aloud for them to sort in alphabetical order in small groups. Again, I used Microsoft PowerPoint to create the cards. In planning both activities, I included UDL principles. I have one visually impaired student. I used the copier to enlarge his printed sorts. This student also had a one-on-one assistant that helped. This activity was easily adapted to the learner's needs and level of skill. For example, my 1st graders had cards that required alphabetizing to the 1st letter, while 3rd graders had to alphabetize to the 3rd. The students were also given the choice whether they wanted to work at the tables or on the carpet to complete their sorts. It was really fun observing how different groups strategized their task. For TPAC, I used technology to make the lesson because it was most effective for this setting. However, in my future library, this activity would work well with an interactive board to practice and model the skills. It would also be easily made into a template for the individual students to sort on the computer. Assessments could be in the form of an individual paper sort or on the computer. For extension activities throughout the week, I made What is Your Pirate Name, a dice rolling activity, and story vocabulary word search. The kids love these activities, especially being allowed to color after completed if time allowed, even my oldest students. Both activities would be great utilizing the interactive board. I was very pleased how my project turned out and most importantly the student success. To switch it up, the students wanted me to keep the sorts for next week with sand timers for them to complete if time allowed. Little do they know that next week is Shark Week, focusing on nonfiction research.